Welcome once again to the Mint Door 12 Days of Live Streams. We are honored today to bring you a highly accomplished entrepreneur who blends her success with well-being. And I'm super excited to invite Dr. Jennifer Murphy today on the live stream. Thanks so much for being here.
Hey, thank you for having me. I've been looking forward to this all week. So thank you so
Oh,
much for the opportunity. Yeah.
you're so welcome. We've been looking forward to it too. So
We have.
yeah, just a little bit about Dr. Murphy. She is the founder of Live, Play, Run. And we'll get into a little bit about what that is. But her mission is to share total health and well-being strategies from her unique perspective as a dentist, a team member, and an accomplished triathlete. Wow. So she's an avid runner and triathlete and has completed numerous marathons, including the esteemed Boston Marathon and countless triathlons, including an Ironman, which floors me. Wow. So you have lived on both sides of the spectrum, kind of the healthy, strong, and in top shape athlete, and yet you've also been challenged maintaining healthy weight and mindset. And so your speaking and coaching programs share total health and well-being strategies, drawing from your expertise as a dentist, an athlete, a yoga instructor, and a Reiki practitioner.
Yeah.
Welcome. I can't wait to get into your chat today with all of that background.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That was a wonderful introduction. And I will just say too on that, it doesn't seem like it was that long ago that we were having lunch at the Do Retreat at Whole Foods together. And we discovered, Laura, that you and I actually did run the same Boston Marathon the same year. It's crazy.
So
Yeah,
cool.
so cool.
Yeah, we probably gave each other a high five and didn't even know it.
I know, right? It's so awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool. Oh, there are so many facets to your life and the things you do, which we know are going to provide some really interesting, insightful, and empowering answers, I think, for people to listen to and be able to take away some ideas. And this has been the best bit of one of these like 12 days of live stream is all the ideas that people are sharing. Not only are we picking them up, but the people that are watching are picking up these ideas. So we're going to get straight on with our first question for you, Jennifer. So tell us about maybe 2 or 3 habits or routines that you have used or developed this year that have really moved the needle and made a difference to your everyday life.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, these have been so amazing, and so many of the other people you've had on, I share so many same answers. So one of the things that I wanted to share that I've done this year is working on tuning, I guess I would say tuning into myself, listening to my intuition and using that to help guide me to what to say yes to. And that's helped me, I would say, kind of propel me and get on this entrepreneur journey that I think has been kind of lingering maybe for several years, but just for whatever reason just hasn't happened. And things like I was working with Dr. Laura Brenner, and then I went to the dental festival this past July in Nashville. That allowed me to kind of come out of my shell and network with other people. And there I connected with Vanessa Emerson of the Dental Speaker, and now I'm working with her. So it's just, again, kind of tuning in and saying yes to those things that speak to me, even when I may have a little bit of fear, but it's like a calling. So really tuning in, listening to myself, saying yes to those things and saying no to those things that don't. And as well as seeking those other like-minded folks and help, because we all need help. As we know, dentistry is hard. I always say it's hard mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. It's hard in that regard. So at the end of last year, I sought out help from a health coach, and I've been working with her, and then now I'm working with Laura Brenner, and then now working with Vanessa. So seeking out those people and getting help, because we all can need and use it. So that's one thing, or that's kind of two in one. It's so hard limiting my answers here. And I would say the other big thing I think is working on mindset. And I think that encompasses so many things. Like one big thing for me has been working on progress over perfection. I know many of us in the dental field are perfectionists. And so working on getting over that, not just in dentistry, but also in life in general and with our health habits, that as we were just speaking, I've been sick for the last couple of weeks. And this morning I just did my first workout in several weeks, and it was going to be almost an hour. And I just did, a little over half of it. Working on progress over perfection and, and mindset. Yeah.
Those are all like, I think of yourself as an athlete, and you've been an athlete all your life, basically, right?
Yes.
Even played collegiate sports and
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, I look at that, and you probably draw a lot of that, of your strength from that background. And it's interesting how you correlate that with dentistry and profession, like, how beneficial it is to have mindset and coaches all the way through.
Yes, it really is. And I think that's when I think of times I've struggled, I was kind of floundering out there on my own without having that support there. And it's been so huge for me. Like I said, after going to the dental festival and the Do Retreat, connecting with people like the two of you wonderful ladies and the Mint Door, and just knowing that there are other people out there like me, like-minded, that are there for the support. And I think that's also why I love, fitness, exercise, and running and triathlons and sports in general, is because I think we think strong body, strong mind. And I just think that's so key, especially as we age and in our profession.
Yeah. Well, I know that you love to take in new information, and you love to learn and explore new ideas. So maybe you could share with us some of the books or podcasts or movies that are your favorites, that maybe could benefit somebody else.
Yes, absolutely. And this was so hard to narrow down when I was looking at this question. And I love to read. I'm sitting in the morning, especially this time of year when it's colder, with a cup of coffee and reading. One of my favorite things to do, taking a little bit of time in the morning to ease into the day. So two books that I picked out were one was called Die with Zero. And it's actually the idea. A lot of times we think of like saving money and leaving inheritance and things like that, but it's the concept around, ideally we can't take it to the grave with us, basically. So it kind of helped my perspective a little bit around money, as I grew up, kind of frugally and have had this scarcity mindset. So that really shifted my mindset around that. So that was an amazing book I thought to read. And the other one I read more recently is called Speak, I'm going to mess up this name, but by Tundi Onyayin. She's actually a Peloton instructor, I guess. I don't know a whole lot about a Peloton, but her book I just thought was amazing. And she's talking about like finding your voice and trusting your gut, and also talking, leading with those things like we were just talking about with sports, fitness, and those sorts of things. So I just thought her story was really strong, inspiring. I love reading things like that. As well as in the summertime, I did get on a fiction kick. I like to read a lot of nonfiction, like personal development or self-help books. But at times, I think it's good. Our minds need a break to decompress. And I went through some fiction books. One was called, I'm sneaking over here at my notes, Something Good. A is for Auntie. And I like books by Evelyn Hildebrand as well. And I do just want to give a shout out to anybody looking for fiction book ideas. Lanita Morrison, who I met through Laura Brenner, has a Facebook group called Dental Ladies Literary Lounge. And it's just a great resource. That's where I've gotten several of those fiction books that I really enjoyed. So love reading. I could share more, but I know I want to be mindful of our time here. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. I've been curious about Tundi's book, so now I'm going to have to
Yeah.
read that.
I really enjoyed it. And it's funny, actually, just this morning I saw another one of your posts with a quote, and it was Robin Arzon, is that her name? And I realized in the comments you mentioned like how much you love her. So I went and followed her on Instagram, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So yes,
Yeah.
so
Very
much good
cool.
stuff out there.
I know. And thanks for sharing that Facebook group. Will you say the name of that Facebook group again?
Sure. It's Dental Ladies Literary Lounge.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. It's helped me because, like I said, I get really into the nonfiction personal development books, which I love. I think they're great. But it also is good, I think, to give our minds a break and enjoy some fiction reading, like, reading for fun.
Yeah.
Pleasure. Yeah.
Awesome.
Fiction is, for me, I find fiction way easier than the self-help non-fiction books. I find those harder going. So I'm probably the opposite to you, that I do more of the fiction. Yes. And then I squeeze in another one when there's plenty of, I buy all the other ones and they sit there, and then I dip in and out. But the ones I can focus on is the fiction. Once I'm in the story and I have to finish it.
Yes.
So, I mean, we're talking about fiction and non-fiction, but I'm going to look at like what's going to happen like next year. What do you visualize for 2023? And this can be, hopefully it's not going to be fiction. Visualize.
I love that, Karen. Yes. What I see for 2023, I'm just very excited to grow what I've been working on here. I'm kind of in my infancy of my business and entrepreneurship here. And so I'm just, again, so thankful that the two of you allowed me to be on here today. And so I'm looking at growing that. My goal next year is to launch at least one, if not multiple workshops and speaking, doing some speaking engagements. I'm going to be doing a little, I know in May at the expansion the day before the Weevolution with the dental speaker that Vanessa Emerson's having. I'm going to be doing a little speaking there, which I'm excited about. So looking to get more speaking engagements, growing the business, and developing content, workshops, etc. there. And personally, I hope to travel. My husband and I are talking about finally taking a trip to Ireland, which we started talking about the end of 2019, 2020. And then there were rumblings of COVID. So we're like, let's hold off. So thank goodness we did. But now we've been re-upping that conversation. So it's like, all right, it's time. Like, we need to just get this scheduled and make it happen. So maybe a little more travel. But I'm also working on, and maybe this goes back to the first question, trying not to over schedule myself and overfill, because I was feeling a few weeks ago, feeling quite overwhelmed with, I do still practice 3 days a week as a dentist, and then working on growing this business. And then we know there are all those other life things. I'm a dog mom of two, running a household, all of those things, appointments and such. So trying to also keep myself grounded and remembering why, I'm getting into this, and that will just help keep me moving forward next year.
I love that. I love that. Listening to that intuition, right?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, speaking of grounded, a lot of people choose a word or a phrase that they focus on for a year. Are you one of those people? And if so, what have you chosen for 2022?
Yes, I have started. I feel like I did in 2021, but I couldn't find it. The other day I was looking through to try to maybe keep a list. So for 2023, I've chosen the word trust. Like, trust my intuition, trust the journey, trust the process. I think that's been a little bit of an underlying theme for me for this year, but I think going forward, it's going to be that much more. So trust. Yes.
Yeah, that's a great word.
Thank you. We like it. How about the two of you? I'm going to throw the question back to you. Have you guys picked a word?
We picked, I think we've got about 6 words now, haven't we?
Oh, 6 words.
Maybe we each share maybe one of them that stands out. I think the one that stands out for me is momentum.
Ooh, I like that.
Of just that continual, like the energy that's coming in, what we're putting out. It's all building a momentum and it's going exciting places. So
I love that. That's a good word. That's like a strong word. I like that.
Yeah. And the one that stands out for me from our list is eudaimonia. And that just means living your best self every day, like really tuning into what you can do to live your best self every day.
Oh, that's wonderful too. Oh, I love that.
Thank you for asking.
You're welcome. Thank you both for sharing. I'm like you said, I would like to be learning. I love it. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Those are wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's nice to have that question turned around, actually, isn't it?
Yeah,
so, as you know, you shared so many wonderful things in a really short period of time, and with everybody we've talked to, I've scribbled notes of the highlights of things that I want to remember.
Yes.
I know, and Laura know how to find you, but could you share with people who are watching where our viewers and listeners can learn more about you and what your work will be for next year?
Yeah, absolutely. So as I mentioned, kind of in the developing stages of my business. So hopefully shortly we got photos. We're going to be working on an official website, which most likely will be under like drjenmurphy.com. But I currently do have my blog, which I see it's running there, which is liveplayrun.com. And honestly, social media is one of the best ways to connect with me. I'm on there a fair amount. And I see those are going. And then, sorry, Laura, I think I messed up your order.
Okay, nope, you go. I can follow.
But yes, I'm primarily spend time on Facebook and Instagram. And then also you can connect with me via the email, liveplayrun@gmail.com.
Awesome. And we do have your LinkedIn too, if someone wants to connect with you on LinkedIn. So you are everywhere.
Yes, I'm trying to be, but as you know, to me, you are the queen. Your Instagrams, oh my gosh, they're awesome. You guys have to check them out. I love them. They're so cute the way you do them. I need to have a lesson from you because I love them. So yes, I try to be present on all those social media platforms, but it's a lot to keep up with at times.
It is, and there's that tuning into your intuition and knowing what to say yes and no to part of it too.
Absolutely. Because yes, I know we talk a lot about our diet, nutrition, but it's not just what we're feeding our bodies, but also our minds, what we're reading and listening to. And that's one thing if I get on there and I see something that I'm like, for whatever reason, it's just not sitting right with me, it's irritating, it puts me in a negative space, I'm like, all right, I've got to unfollow this or delete this or what have you. So absolutely.
Yeah, it's a curated event, isn't it?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, we have really appreciated you sharing a little bit about yourself and your wisdom and your insight. Thank you for your tips. I love the books. I can't wait. I love your habits. Thank you for putting yourself out there and shining a bright light and helping others who want to, navigate this journey in a well-being type way. We appreciate all you do and can't wait to see what.
I know. Thank you. Yes, you guys are so welcome. Thank you so much again for the opportunity. Love to be here, and I look forward to 2023 and connecting with others.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, everyone in the Mint Door, thank you so much for joining us on these 12 days of live streams. We have had a blast. I have loved every single one, and I hope that you can check out the replays on our YouTube channel or within the Facebook group. But I hope you do, because we learned so much, and I think you would enjoy it too. So hope to see you there, and everyone have a happy holidays and cheers to 2023.
Yes.
All right. Bye.
Happy holidays.